Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest full of tall, whispering trees and a carpet of colorful flowers, there lived a clever little fox named Finn. Finn was known for being fast, playful, and incredibly smart. In fact, all the other animals in the forest knew him as the fox who always had a plan for everything. But our friend Finn had a small problem. Sometimes he didn't tell the truth. It wasn't because he was a bad fox, not at all. He just got scared of getting into trouble, and telling a little lie seemed like an easy way out. One bright and sunny morning, the air was filled with excitement. All the animals of the forest were getting ready for a big community picnic. The squirrels were busy gathering the crunchiest nuts. The bunnies hopped around, picking the sweetest, most orange carrots from their garden. The birds flew back and forth, bringing juicy, delicious berries they found. Everyone had a job to do, and Finn was given a very important one. He was asked to watch over the giant picnic basket filled with all the wonderful food. "Don't you worry," Finn said with a proud puff of his chest. "I'll protect this basket with my life." But as he stood guard, while everyone else was busy with their tasks, a wonderful smell drifted up to his nose. It was sweet, warm, and absolutely irresistible. Finn peeked into the basket. Golden honey cakes stacked in a perfect little pile. He looked around. Not a single animal was watching. He thought, just one tiny taste couldn't hurt. So, he took one small bite. It was even more delicious than he imagined. So he took another bite, and then another. Before he knew it, he looked down at the basket in horror. "Oh no!" Finn whispered to himself, seeing the empty wrapper. "The honey cakes are all gone." Just then, the other animals returned, their paws and wings full of more goodies. They gathered around the picnic spot, ready to eat. But when they looked into the basket, a collective gasp filled the air. "Our food!" cried one of the bunnies, her ears drooping. "The honey cakes, they've disappeared!" "Who ate them?" All eyes turned, searching for an answer. Finn felt his heart start to beat like a drum. Thump, thump, thump. He knew he should tell the truth, but fear gripped him. It wasn't me," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "I didn't see anything." The animals were sad and confused. With the main dessert gone, the happy mood just fizzled out. The picnic was canceled. Everyone went home quietly, their shoulders slumped. As Finn walked back to his den, something felt terribly wrong. The forest, which was usually so cheerful, felt different. The birds weren't singing their happy songs. The leaves on the tall trees didn't seem to sway and dance in the wind. The whole forest felt heavy and silent. And Finn felt heavy inside, too. A feeling he couldn't quite shake. Later that afternoon, Finn was wandering aimlessly when he came across Old Owl, perched on a high branch. Old Owl was the wisest animal in the entire forest, and he seemed to know everything. He looked down at Finn with his big, round eyes. "You look worried, little Finn," All said in his gentle, calm voice. "What's on your mind?" Finn looked up at the kind owl. He wanted so badly to tell him what happened, to let the secret out. But the lie felt like it was stuck in his throat, a heavy lump he couldn't swallow. "I'm fine," Finn mumbled, looking down at his paws. Everything's just fine, but he knew it wasn't. And he had a feeling Old Owl knew it, too. The next day, something surprising happened. A change had swept through the forest, and Finn was right at the center of it. The animals, who used to greet him with smiles, now seemed to avoid him. The squirrels quickly hid their nuts when he walked by. The rabbits, who used to love hearing his stories, now just whispered to each other and turned away. No one asked Finn for help with their puzzles anymore. No one invited him to play their games. Finn felt a deep, piercing loneliness he had never felt before. I just wanted to avoid trouble, he said softly to himself, sitting all alone by the stream. How did it get so much worse? That night, Finn couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned in his cozy den, but his mind wouldn't rest. He kept seeing the image of the empty honey cake wrapper. He remembered the sad and disappointed faces of his friends. He heard his own quiet lie echoing in his ears. And for the very first time, as he lay there in the dark, Finn realized something incredibly important. The trouble he had tried to avoid was nothing compared to the awful feeling his lie had created. The lie hurt much more than telling the truth ever could have. It had hurt his friends, and it was hurting him most of all. The next morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, Finn took a deep, shaky breath. He knew what he had to do. It was scary, but it was right. He walked to the middle of the forest, to the big clearing where all the animals usually gathered. And sure enough, they were all there, speaking in hushed tones. Finn walked right into the center of the circle. Everyone, he began, his voice trembling just a little. I need to tell you something. He looked at their curious faces. I'm the one who ate the picnic food. I ate the honey cakes. The words came tumbling out. And I lied about it. I lied because I was scared of being in trouble. The forest fell completely silent. You could have heard a leaf drop. Finn couldn't bear to look at them. He lowered his head, staring at the ground, his ears drooping low. He felt a tear well up in his eye. I'm so sorry, he whispered. Just then, Old Owl flew down from his branch and landed softly beside Finn. He put a comforting wing on the little fox's shoulder. Thank you for telling the truth, Finn, he said, his voice calm and kind. That takes a lot of courage. Slowly, the little bunny who had been so sad hopped forward. She looked at Finn, and a small, gentle smile appeared on her face. We were sad about the cakes, she said softly. But we're really glad you were honest with us. A murmur of agreement went through the crowd. The heavy feeling that had settled over the forest lifted, just like a morning fog. The animals decided to work together again. They prepared a brand new picnic, and this time, Finn helped more than anyone. He washed berries, he sorted nuts, and he helped carry everything without sneaking a single bite. And as they all sat together, sharing the food and laughing, the forest felt bright and alive again. The birds sang their loudest, most beautiful songs. The trees danced in the wind. And Finn smiled a real, genuine smile. Finn learned something very important that day. He learned that telling the truth isn't always the easiest path. It can be scary, and it can be hard. But it's the path that builds trust. It's what heals hurt feelings. And most of all, it's what makes friendships stronger and more real. From that day on, Finn was still known as a clever and playful fox. But he also earned a new title, one he was even more proud of. He became Finn, the fox who chose the truth. And because of his brave choice, the whole forest was a much happier and more honest place to be. Thanks for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.